This is Group 2. We're here to discuss the functionality of our EMR so far. You'll notice on the left toolbar there are a number of tables. There are quite a few many more than in the instructions. However, this was done for a specific reason. Whenever we pull up our patient form, you'll notice that a large majority of these boxes are drop-down. What this does is ensures that we have an accurate representation for each of these fields. For the insurance field, you see that we have a predefined list of insurances. This is beneficial for whenever we are quantifying data, we're running reports. It provides a consistent use of this information. They are for languages, states, ethnicity, gender. Here on the encounter page, we've done the same for our diagnosis. One point that I'd like to mention is the ethnicity tab. According to the CMS website, the following are the appropriate listings for ethnicity. We went by that just to make sure that if later on we were able to stay in guideline with the meaningful use standards. Now, if we use one of these as an example, say the allergies, you'll notice that we also left room for reaction. This allows for scalability. At any time we'd like to add different drug names or allergies, all we'll have to do is physically type them in. It's a little bit better than pulling up and typing them in individually whenever we can reference a specific table from our form. Now, once you're on the patient form, this is the primary form, you'll be able to look through. You can add encounters for specific patients. Same thing goes with prescriptions. Now, if you were attempting to add an additional patient, you would go to this bottom tab, click New Blank Record, and you can enter in an entire new patient and add an additional encounter. Now, one of the more recent additions we've made to our EMR is the Check Alerts tab. Now, you'll press the button per patient to see if this patient meets a certain set of criteria to receive a test or if there's a specific message that we're giving. This particular patient, because they met parameters for a PSA, flags us that we need to schedule a PSA test for this patient. There are 5 decision supports that we have programmed into Access to be available whenever we press the the button to check. The first is for PSA if the patient is male and over the age of 40. The second is for a female who is over the age of 40. It gives us a message that the patient needs to schedule a screening mammogram. The other 3 are for colonoscopy. This is for male or female who is over 50, and also a dietary consult if the patient is male or female and has coronary disease. Specifically in this code, we included 2 numbers versus coronary heart disease or atherosclerosis. I'll go back and show you specifically why this works. The last is for bone density test for females over the age of 50. Back to the diagnosis, 54 and 55, if you go to the clinical table, you can review and see that the diagnosis ID for atherosclerosis and coronary heart disease respond to those 2 numbers. This is important because there's no chance that the diagnosis is misspelled whenever it's keyed in. It is case sensitive and it has a lowercase a versus a capital A. You'll notice in the encounters, there's not really a lot of raw data. they are IDs. This maintains the integrity of the data entered into the EMR. So as far as our EMR goes, currently it's scalable, it is dependable, and the data that's entered in is of high integrity. This is because we force the user to select from a number of drop-down boxes. Also, if you'll notice, we have required a number of these fields to be required, such as last name. This is now a required field. If a provider is attempting to enter information and he leaves a space blank in a required field, it will not allow him or her to proceed. This is just another safeguard implemented into our EHR. Thank you.